Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about something that my Patreon people have actually asked for, and actually it was Danica. Danica, you asked for me to look at the charts comparing Donald Trump with Robert Kennedy Jr. Let's see how their charts combine and how they will end up working together, or not working together for that matter. Let's see how they work together, because what we can do in astrology is we can look at a chart in terms of what we call synastry. And what is synastry? Where you take one person's planets and put it in the other person's chart, and when they connect, good or bad, it tells you so much about the relationship between two people. And we do this all the time, or at least I do this all the time, looking at relationships. You know, if one person's Saturn goes to another person's second house deals with money, maybe that person spends the other person's money and they have issues around money. That's just how this works. So I thought it'd be interesting. And of course, when people have karma together, when they're brought together, they always have connections in their charts. In other words, different planets will conjunct each other's. So I'm going to show you how this works, and I'm going to give you the lowdown of how they work together. So before I continue on, I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org and you will get all my predictions delivered to your email address free weekly. Why not? It's amazing. And if you haven't signed up for my Galactic Planner, go to galacticcenter.com. It calculates your individual chart and gives you predictions for a month delivered to your phone, calendar, or your computer. Get the guidance you need for free. Now, last but not least, my Patreon page. I have to tell you about this. This is an opportunity that I will get to know you personally, and we are doing some amazing things with this Patreon page. Now we're having a class where everyone, once a week, will share their story of spiritual enlightenment. We come together, join our spiritual community, and you will get information out of me you cannot get anywhere else. That's a promise. You can find my Patreon page on my website as well, galacticcenter.org. Now let's get going. Let's see how this works. I'm going to put up side by side or on top of each other Donald Trump's chart and Robert Kennedy Jr. As you well know, Kennedy just endorsed Trump and resigned from running for president. And I want to see how they work together. Hopefully they can have some amazing things together, make some great changes. So looking at their charts together, one thing that stands out the very most, which I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but Donald Trump's Saturn sits at 0 degrees of Cancer, and look at Robert Kennedy Jr.'s K2 in Rahu. His K2 sits at 0 degrees of Cancer. That can mean, wow, there can be some conflict between these two, I think, or karma. Major karma, major things. Now, maybe with Saturn hitting Kennedy's K2, can mean that Kennedy's disappointed because Trump took his place. He wanted to be president. That can definitely mean that that was a real blow to him. And let me just say this, it took a lot out of him to do what he did, which was admirable, so very admirable that he surrendered. It's really hard to do. I mean, he was expecting he could be the president, and here he had to surrender to Trump. So that's probably what that Saturn on his K2 represents. But moving forward, one thing that's really nice is, if you'll notice, Robert Kennedy Jr.'s Jupiter sits at 24 degrees of Taurus. It's in Donald Trump's 10th house, and sits exactly on Trump's Uranus, which means they can create some shifts and changes like never before. And actually, Kennedy will have a major effect on how Trump thinks. Can change a lot here. And if you will notice, Donald Trump's Jupiter sits at 24 degrees of Virgo. So Kennedy's Jupiter exactly trines Trump's Jupiter from 24 Taurus to 24 Virgo. It's exact. And that is all powerful. Trump's Jupiter in the second house, it actually means, I think, that Kennedy really helped Trump in this election. Absolutely what it means, because it was just a big turning point and a game changer is what it means. And yes, they will help each other, especially with dealings with the economy. They're going to have new ideas for the economy, because the second house, Jupiter in Trump's, is about money. And Kennedy's Jupiter sits in his 11th house, which is the house that deals with great gains and financial gains with money. So they help each other financially, personally as well. Now, another thing that I think is important is you'll look at Donald Trump's Mercury sits at 15 degrees of Gemini. Well, Kennedy's moon sits at 19 degrees of Gemini. So they have a moon-Mercury conjunction, which means they will converse about a lot of things. Great communications open up. And let me just say this. Mercury is humor. They will laugh about a lot of things. And boy, do we need laughter in these ridiculously crazy times. So this will be that they will come together. Great thoughts and communications. Kennedy's moon sits in Trump's 11th house. They can become great friends. And Trump's Mercury sits on his moon in the 12th house. There's some kind of secrets that they will reveal together. I would love if they reveal the facts about Robert's father as well as his uncles. What really happens. This can mean the truth can come out between these two. I love that. I think that is, I've always wanted the truth to come out on that, because I know what it is, and I would love for the world to see what's been going on all of these years. Now, another thing is that if you'll look at Donald Trump's Venus, it sits at 2 degrees of Cancer. Well, it sits really close to K2, and it aspects by opposition Robert's Venus. So both of them have Venus opposed each other. Donald Trump's Venus is 2 Cancer, and Robert Kennedy's Venus is 1 Capricorn. This is direct opposition. So Venus deals with, it also deals with getting along with people, social skills, and hey, they connect on that level, social skills. And it's like they can be partners, because Venus is in the first house for Robert, Donald Trump's Venus that is, and it aspects Kennedy's Venus in the 7th house partnership. And for Trump, Robert Kennedy's Venus sits in the 6th house of Trump, working with him, and aspects Trump's Venus in the 12th house, bringing out the secrets again. 12th house can deal with secrets. So Donald Trump's Saturn and Venus, in other words, hit Robert Kennedy's ascendant and K2, but aspects all those planets as well in his 7th house. They will be partners on some level. They can get a lot done together and have a wonderful partnership, I think. Now, Donald Trump's Uranus sits at 24 degrees of Taurus, where we have Kennedy's Jupiter, and that represents sudden, unexpected shifts and changes in this presidency. So I hope this doesn't mean any catastrophes or sudden, unexpected events, because we all know Kennedy has been too close to these type of events in his life with his father and uncle. I pray that that doesn't represent anything to this effect. I mean, there's a possibility this could mean this. I don't want to think about it, but as I've let everyone know, Donald Trump needs to be extra, extra careful, and so does Kennedy. They do. Because I was noticing that Kennedy's Mars sits at 23 degrees of Libra. And if you count to where Trump's Uranus is, it sits 8 placements away. And an 8-6 relationship could be unexpected, catastrophic events. Yes. Because 8 represents endings or death, and 6 represents accidents and struggles. This is actually called a quincunx aspect in Western astrology. I do not like that aspect. And yes, I love the way that they will get along in many respects, especially that their Jupiter's being exactly trine. That's remarkable. So they'll get a lot done, but they must be very careful and have great protection. That's what I will say about comparing just briefly both of their charts. So that's my analysis, comparing with synastry the charts of both Donald Trump and Robert Kennedy Jr. So if you would like to learn more about me, if you would like to sign up for my university, go to universityofvedicastrology.com. And if you'd like to learn more about me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Thank you.